Hey there. Have you ever felt truly, utterly alone? I'm not talking about being by yourself for an evening. I mean a profound, deep-sea kind of isolation, where the only sounds are the wind and the waves, and the nearest other human being is a world away. That feeling is at the heart of one of the most enduring maritime mysteries of all time. Welcome back. I'm Ibnul J. Farabi, and this is the Unexplained Archive. Today, we're traveling to a place of stark and brutal beauty, the Flannan Isles, a cluster of 7 jagged rocks about 20 miles west of the Scottish mainland. In 1899, on the largest of these islands, Eilean Mòr, a new lighthouse was completed. It was a marvel of engineering, a 75-foot tower built to withstand the North Atlantic's fury, to warn ships away from the treacherous rocks. It required 3 keepers to operate, men who would take shifts, living in that stone cottage for weeks at a time, a tiny bubble of human warmth in a vast, cold ocean. And then, one December, just a year after it was lit, that bubble simply popped. The 3 men vanished, leaving behind a scene of such eerie normality that it has spawned theories from the mundane to the utterly fantastic for over a century. Our story properly begins on December 26, 1900. The lighthouse tender ship, the Hesperus, was on a routine relief voyage. It had been delayed for over a week due to horrific storms so violent they were noted in logs across the region. As the ship approached Eilean Mòr, the crew noticed something immediately wrong. No flag was flying. No keepers were waiting on the landing to greet them. And the lighthouse itself, which should have been a beacon of safety, was dark and still in the daylight. The relief keeper, Joseph Moore, was lowered onto the island alone. He climbed the steep path to the lighthouse compound, his dread growing with every step. He found the main gate and the kitchen door closed, but unlocked. Inside, the clock had stopped. The fire in the grate was long dead. The table was set for a meal that was never eaten. The men's oilskin coats, their essential protection against the sea spray, were still hanging on their hooks. It was as if they had just stepped out for a moment. But they were nowhere to be found. Moore rushed up to the light room. The lamps were clean and ready, but cold. He descended and checked the sleeping quarters. The beds were unmade, a minor violation of regulations, but nothing alarming. It was in the logbook where the first real chill set in. The final entry was dated December 15th. And then, nothing. The 3 experienced keepers, James Duckett, Thomas Marshall, and Donald MacArthur, had been silent for 10 days. Now, the official log ended on the 15th, but investigators found a more personal log, a sort of weather record kept by one of the keepers, likely Marshall. And this is where the narrative fractures. The entries describe increasingly terrifying weather in the days leading up to the 15th. They speak of winds that screamed like a fury around the tower, of seas that the keeper had never seen the like of in 20 years. The last scrawled note reads, "Storm ended, sea calm. God is over all." It paints a picture of men who had weathered a biblical tempest and come out the other side, grateful and alive. But if the storm had ended and the sea was calm, what happened next? The immediate assumption, of course, was a tragic accident at sea. Perhaps one keeper was swept away by a freak wave while securing equipment on the western landing, a notoriously dangerous spot, and the others died trying to save him. This is the theory that eventually closed the official inquiry. But the details don't all neatly align. Why would all 3 seasoned men, who knew the island's dangers intimately, go out together without their oilskins in such conditions, especially if the worst had passed? The rope box on the landing was smashed, and a set of ropes was missing, which supports the wave theory. But then, why was the inside of the lighthouse so orderly, so domestic? It feels like a scene frozen between one breath and the next. And this is where our minds, as humans, start to fill the void. The mystery is a blank canvas, and we've painted it with every color of speculation. Supernatural theories flourished. Some spoke of a giant seabird snatching the men away. Others, inspired by the island's ancient stone chapel ruins, whispered of malevolent spirits or even abduction by otherworldly forces. There were more grounded, but equally dark, suggestions: madness induced by isolation, a fight that led to all 3 falling into the sea, or even a secret affair that ended in murder. My personal engineering mind gets stuck on the practicalities. The stopped clock, the single set of missing ropes, the unmade beds. It's a puzzle where the pieces are from different boxes. I think about this story often from my apartment here in New York City, surrounded by the hum of millions of lives. The contrast couldn't be starker. Duckett, Marshall, and MacArthur represented a specific kind of courage. The courage to be separate, to hold a line of safety for others while standing in the mouth of the storm. Their disappearance feels like a violation of a fundamental contract, that the keepers of the light are the steadfast ones, the unmoving point in a chaotic world. For them to be the ones who vanish, it unsettles something deep in our psyche. In the end, the Flannan Isles Lighthouse was remanned and still operates automatically today. The official record calls it a tragic accident, lost to the sea. And that is, in all likelihood, the truth. But what remains, what makes this story live for over a century, is not the what, but the how. It's the hauntingly ordinary scene they left behind. A set table, a cold hearth, coats on their pegs. It's the profound silence that followed their last written words of faith and relief. It's the image of that tower, dark against a calm sea, holding its secret in stone and glass. The mystery of the Flannan Isles isn't really about monsters or ghosts. It's about the fragility of our presence. It's a reminder that in the face of immense, ancient nature, our stories can be erased in an instant, leaving behind only mundane clues that echo with questions. We are left, like Joseph Moore, standing in a silent kitchen, looking at a chair pulled back from the table, and wondering what moment, exactly, we just missed. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Unexplained Archive. If these journeys into history's forgotten corners intrigue you, please consider following the show and sharing it with someone else who loves a good mystery. This podcast is produced by Lighthouse Studios. You can find more of our work and delve deeper into the archives at lightknotstudios.com. Until next time, I'm Ibnul J. Farabi. Take care.